sometimes it can only mean one thing.
This is why you wanted to hurry through Christmas. It's finally time for Dancing Nights 2012.
Choreographically, it was dad dancing. For me, one of, if not the strongest opening show routine we have ever had on any series.
If there is one thing you can trust and recommend is that he will always test you.
So, welcome guys. What a night it was. We're joined now by two Dancing Nights experts, Toby Turner and Jeff Brazier. Let's talk about, first of all, the people who didn't make it, because the ones that weren't on the ice, the likes of Cheggers, Chesney Hawkes, who was in the audience. I signed his cast last night. Right. Sylvain Longchamp, the professional who was by the side of him, he had his bicep halfway up his shoulder. Hideous.
So many injuries this year, you can't really, there's no real reason to it. In our year, there wasn't really any, but it still remains.
I think it's because we were more professional.
Sure.
We were the better skaters.
Did you not watch last night? As a group, they were. It was the best first week I should imagine that we've seen for a while. And it was some really, really strong skaters at this stage that were trying some really quite difficult moves.
I love the way you're now sort of expert enough to spot the moves.
Well, I couldn't tell you what moves they're doing. I can tell you exactly what they're called.
Really?
Yeah, check me.
I know. You could
I'm just here to comment on the dresses.
Well, let's talk about Heidi, because Heidi, obviously, she was in the skate off later on, but first of all, she opened the show, which is probably one of the toughest things, and she's been in here, she's a friend of mine, and I know that she was petrified.
Yeah, she's had a really tough week as well. I mean, having to change dance partners as well and get used to somebody else, because when you're skating with somebody, you have to really have that trust, you know, and a bond as well. I was really shocked that she was in the bottom two, really shocked about that.
Well, where I think she'd probably have every right to be a little bit upset is that she was still in week one, because you can imagine that after leaving a partner, really, she could have been put into week two without
give her a bit more time.
Just give her an extra week to get used to him, and that might have been a little bit fairer. So
what about Mark?
And Mark is obviously a little bit stiff, and as he said afterwards, he said like he did a bit of a Houdini. If you're going to look at skating ability, he has the least, or he performed the least well out of everybody on the night. But obviously, as we know with Dancing Nights, you two know more than anybody else, that's not really what the British public
But
are
also,
always looking
like,
at.
he was pretty, well, he wasn't bad, I wouldn't say he was bad, he wasn't great. But if you remember Johnson, do you remember he couldn't skate at all, and then he went on and got so good, so you can't rule him out.
And he's very likeable, and he'll improve. Everyone improves rapidly, especially at this stage. He's now got 2 weeks, can you imagine, to
get
his next performance. So yeah, expect a huge improvement from him next time.
I just wonder whether the fans of Sam and Mark wanted to see them both together.
Yeah, they want to see them
week 3 they'll be
compete
both
as well
together
against each
against
other,
each
which
other.
would be quite entertaining.
Yes, I think that may be one of the reasons. That's where my mind was anyway. What about Charlene?
So Charlene, she really surprised me. She deserves a huge amount of credit for the fact that she skated solo. What that means is that she actually broke contacts with her partner to go and do a little arabesque on her own. And also an Ina Bauer, which is a name of a move that I learned last night because Phil said it a few times. And so yeah, don't get me wrong, they're not the most technical skating moves.
That's Ina.
And it was really brave of her to do that, and I think she showed a few of the younger contestants how it's done.
Georgie, wow, I mean, she was incredible last night. I couldn't even the tiny things you noticed, like her hands were so beautiful, and her feet and everything, she still blew me away a bit.
Ballet background as well, I think, but apparently she's only really come on in the last 2 weeks.
Really?
It's come out of nowhere, Carol was saying, but she done beautiful last night. I was mesmerised by her. I think she's going to do really, really well.
She'll do really well, but it's going to be tough on her because she's now set a really impossible standard. And with the ballet school, she's made it look amazing, but if you look at how much she actually skated in the routine...
But we haven't seen her skate a fast routine, so it'll be interesting to see
that might find her out, or she might again surprise us and do
I think she should be. What do you think? She's come out and been not so good?
Well, do you know what? From a contestant's point of view, you just don't go and draw too much attention to yourself early on. Just slip under the radar.
Well, then maybe Mark is playing a very clever game.
Maybe
he knew that with a triple axel and totally.
What about Shemi? Because it's extraordinary. We rehearsed on Friday, and Shelley got quite emotional during the rehearsal because she has never watched the footage of that terrible accident where her foot is pointing in the wrong direction, and she said she doesn't ever want to see it and will never watch it. But there is this real recovery, not only physically but mentally, which ice skating is giving her.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people would naturally assume that her skiing background would really help her with skating, but according to a lot of the coaches, you're working in opposites. So when she's moving a direction as a skier, the complete opposite to what she's had to learn and completely break down all of those habits that she's been in for years and years. And she's a speed. I mean, Laura Hamilton was like
She
that.
reminded me of Laura Hamilton a lot. She just came out, had so much fun with it, and she looked so confident doing it as well. And it's almost tongue tapping, got you up and enjoys it.
What about
Andy? Great attitude.
Andy Wyman, because we're going to talk to Andy Akamaileri in just a moment, so we'll chat to him. But what about Andy Wyman? Because that was fun.
I think he's brilliant. I like to see him do a slow dance and be really emotional because he's very funny, comical. Everyone knows him from the street as being the humour one. But he was hilarious. And he doesn't seem phased by any of it whatsoever. He's like, oh, I'm enjoying myself. No, I've got to go out there.
But he's actually, even though he's sort of messing about, he's still very good. Like,
I know, I think it was Robin said, no, he does actually have some skating ability. There is a lot of potential there, and I think he's going to get a lot better.
What about the opening routine? Because let's not miss that out. Always incredible. I always look forward to seeing what they're doing, whoever's involved in the creative.
Well, the girls who were hanging off that chandelier had no safety straps, so they were there was no safety on that chandelier at all. They were just hanging there because they fall and then
down
onto the ice.
and that was incredible to watch.
I just got goosebumps from watching it. It was brilliant.
I never grow tired of watching Chris's moves. I mean, you know, if he was next to me on a dance floor in a nightclub, I would probably just go and sit down and because he's got some serious rhythm.
What about the judges?
Yeah, I thought the judges were great. What did you think of Katarina?
I think she's brilliant. I really like her. Like, she knows what she's talking about. She's quite light-hearted as well, isn't she? She's quite funny, up for a laugh, and she's serious. She knows what she's doing. Louis, I think he might be a little bit nervous for me last night. I think because he took over Jason.
No, I mean, no, you can't pretend to be someone else. He didn't try and do Jason, did he? He was perfectly critical at something, but very constructive and very funny as well. When he said in the VT about, oh, now I'm going to get my tea, and does his little thing. That's what we love about watching Louis Spencer. I can watch him all day long.
I thought it was good that he wasn't too the Louis Spencer we all know and love. I thought it was good that he reined it in a little bit, actually, and that he was very sort of professional. Because that's what he is. I mean, that's what he does, but you don't see that side. So I thought he was great last night.
And Katarina's got a wicked sense of humour.
Yes.
So once everyone settles in, once they settle in and get used to it, and know the boundaries and where they can go, what they can do, I think it's a great
panel. I think it's probably a great show.
Well, we've always been lucky. We've always had fantastic panels. Jason was fantastic, and Emma was great. But this is a completely new direction, and I think that once they all gel together, it'll be dynamic. Actually. Thank you for the moment, guys. Thank you very much indeed. Last